So we're going to start, and we're going to do it in the same order that we did it in on the opening night, right? Yeah. So you know who you are. Let's welcome Joe Pauls and our Smart Maps, Open Heart Project Smart Maps.
Hey everyone, so my name is Nicole. I'm a postdoctoral research fellow at the Prince Charles Hospital, working in heart failure research. So heart failure affects 26 million people worldwide, and 1 in every 10 deaths worldwide is attributed to heart failure. Now, what we are really interested in our research is not only heart failure, but heart transplantation and mechanical circulatory support. So this is any device that aids the failing heart and basically can bridge a patient to a heart transplant, or can be a destination for patients that aren't eligible for transplant. What we found though is that some recent research has shown that 85% of global research funding is wasted. And we think one of the big barriers to this in our field is a lack of global large-scale collaboration. So we developed a platform called the Open Heart, which is an open source platform for sharing information in this field. So we have multiple aims of Open Heart, but what we wanted to achieve at the HealthHack this weekend was to improve our education segment and training of emerging researchers, but also as a platform for education for patients. So what we currently had before the weekend on the Open Heart platform was a website, we had repositories, we had networking capacity, and we had wiki pages. So what we wanted to include from here were some smart maps that could display statistics from around the globe, but also where we could share research data from different laboratories throughout the world. One of our current barriers that we have is our data exploitation. So we receive more than 100 pathology reports a week from our large-scale experiments, and they come in PDF format as seen on the screen. It takes roughly 3 to 5 minutes to hand type these reports up, which equates to 11 to 12 weeks of full-time work for a postdoc, and that's about $20,000 worth of our salary spent typing up this data. So this weekend we came up with 3 solutions to solve this problem. The first was a PHP solution where we could extract the data and then copy and paste it into a CSV file and save it in that format. And we really wanted to target CSV output so that anyone in our research team, regardless of their education and capabilities, could use the data. We also came up with an R method, and what we liked about this platform is because we already use it in a lot of our statistics, and a lot of our students are already comfortable with R, so it provided a good solution for them. Finally, we came up with a PDF, can't see the video, but a PDF parsing solution. It's probably going to go to my account, yeah. But basically, where we could dump a whole load of PDFs into our online system, and then behind that we had a Python script to extract all the information to a CSV file. So with this method, for 100 pathology reports, it took us around 4 minutes, which is a huge time saving and money saving, especially when research costs are so high and money is so valuable. So in terms of representing this on a global map, we then went with a GeoJSON solution, which is, basically we can show the data. Here we have a heat map that shows different percentages of data, and this will be ultimately, once we refine it, will be our solution for this problem. Cool, thank you.
I'll turn it on now. Well done. I appreciate all the hard work that you've actually done over the weekend, so it's actually quite cool. I did notice that, just want to call out that you do have existing Turk. You already knew the problem space, so that's probably that part. But what was your major learning throughout that group in terms of what you started at the beginning and what you ended up through now?
So our problem at the beginning was quite vague, and it actually took most of Friday night to work out what we actually wanted to achieve here. We came with just the idea of somehow mapping data that we got from some source. So by discussing it with the original team from Friday night, which we built onto an awesome team over the weekend, we kind of identified that the PDF extraction was kind of our really big issue. So we really focused a lot of our energy on that because that's something that we couldn't solve ourselves. And then with respect to the actual mapping side of it, it's far more simple than we realised initially. So that's where our focus lay.
You said you wanted to improve education?
Yes.
How do you think you've done that?
So once we actually have the map up and running on our screen, simply initially when you have new researchers or new students, you can direct them to that area and they can quickly get an overview of what's happening in the field and what's happening around the world and use it to link to other repositories within our open source platform.
So how does it work? You can click on the colour and...
Yeah, so on my last slide actually, this is the last slide. Yeah, you can see there, you clicked on Australia and it shows you the total number of, say, donor bodies each year, like brainstem death bodies, compared to the number of hearts that were actually planted. And the heat map shows the percentage that was about 30% of potential donors were actually transplanted.
Great. So a lot of this is really visionary and it'd be great if we had this level of open source data available. So my question is, how are you guys managing the fact that most of the data you're going to want is protected and highly hostile to your project in terms of being open, but that's the data that you need?
Yeah, so part of what we want to share is simply as well our protocols for what we do. We've established a lot of different methods from benchtop testing of blood damage with different heart pumps. So if we can improve even the standardization of testing across the world, that would greatly improve the quality of publications and the field in general. We also think that negative results are not really published much in research, so we've actually started to fill the platform so far with a lot of negative research that we haven't been able to publish. Awesome, thank you guys.